Hello, Steve Outside 9. Well, I just watched the fourth episode of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. Um, yeah, there are certain themes in this show which I find distasteful, and I don't understand why people are so interested in it. I find it really disturbing that so many people enjoy watching this particular situation. Now, this episode, what was it called? The King of the Narrow Sea. Okay, so Daemon returns with the crown of those he conquered, and he swears his allegiance to the king. They make up, they're buddy again, and a little later after that, the princess sneaks out, and I was a little unclear as to whether she always knew that entrance was there, or whether that was just a cue to go, or whether that was letting her know where it was. I was a bit confused. I don't know if she has a history of doing this, but she snuck out dressed as a boy. She met up with Daemon. They just walked around like normal people. They went to a play, which actually was very critical of her and the king's everything. And then she ran off after shortchanging some person in the street. I'm like, well, that's nice. You're the queen. You're the princess. You're rich, and you're ripping off some guy in the street. Then they end up going to a brothel where he seduces her, and it was gross. I actually wasn't watching it too closely because I found it really uncomfortable and gross. I don't understand why people love this element of the show. It seems to be all they can talk about. But apparently they didn't have sex. Apparently, because he sort of pulled away from her. I wasn't sure had they started or had they not. I wasn't watching, so I wasn't sure if they had or hadn't had sex. So then after that, he hooks up with one of his ladies. She goes back, and then she seduces Sir Christian, who I thought she should have hooked up with in the first place because he's cute and he has a clue and he seems loyal. And I think she should just marry him, but I mean, he's just, apparently he's a nobody, so I guess that wouldn't really work. She has to be wed to someone that benefits the kingdom and the king. So it's pretty sad that she can't just get with someone she likes. But, so yeah, after about 5 minutes of taking off his armour, they had sex, and unfortunately, the lighting is so low in this show and so dark. I was nearly going to turn my lights off because I'm just like, I can't see what's happening on the screen here. But some person, because when they went to go into the brothel, he pulled her hat off, and it was, I'm like, how are people not looking? Do they not know that that's her and him? But yeah, someone was paying attention, and they went back to the king's hand, and he told the king that they had actually, I think he actually said they'd been seen multiple times, that she'd been seen sneaking out multiple times, and that they had been. So the king, of course, was very distressed. His wife overheard and went and spoke to her, and she swore that they didn't have sex, which apparently they didn't, but at that time I wasn't sure if she was lying or if they hadn't. But yeah, the king confronts her with that, and he doesn't really, I'm not sure he believes her or not, but he basically says it doesn't matter, it's out there, so he declares that she must wed Valerian, and he throws his brother out of the kingdom into the Vale or wherever that is. So, and he actually, when he confronted him, he wanted the king to think that it happened. He wanted what happened. So I'm not exactly sure what his plan was there, but that's what this show is. It's just maneuvering and moody backdoor conversations, and I find it, I do want to watch it because I do want to know what happens. I don't want to have missed out on it. I want to, I want to be a part of the whole Game of Thrones phenomenon. Everyone's watching it, but I do find it a bit tiresome. There was no big action scene at the end to redeem the episode. Just a morning after tea. That's about it. What else happened? Oh, he did actually get rid of his hand because he basically, she told him, look, he did this to discredit me. He doesn't want me on the throne. He is manipulating you, and he actually sees it and gets rid of him. And I think that's the episode. So yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I mean, it was okay. It was interesting, but just the tone and it's so slow and quiet. I find it just a challenge to watch. But yeah, I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.